We are back once again. I am here with Kyle Qualls, the league's scribe and herald. Kyle, are you excited for another season of Ocho Trivia? Number 10.
When the last season ended, I went to bed and I woke up just in time to do this preview show. So this is my reason for living, and it is back. So I'm thrilled.
Exactly. I am equally thrilled, and we have a fun show tonight talking about some changes, talking about some predictions, and some other fun content. So let's get into it. First, we have the news and notes portion of the evening. Um, Sandusky sadly is retired from the league. As we know, Will and Fletcher are gone in the annals of history, although Will has continued to offer stat voice services to us, so we are grateful for that. Um, PD is remaining in the league, though. He's joined the former Macabros, as we'll be seeing. They have rebranded in place of Steven Rosenbaum, who great player. Ocho Trivia Hall of very good player, Steven Rosenbaum, and he will be missed. We have one new team to replace Sandusky's, and that will be Rolly, Smitty, and their third teammate's name is Tom. Will have a chat sports rivalry with the former Macabros. I don't know anything about Tom, but Rolly and Smitty are chat sports people. They have subbed in the league before for the Macabros to disastrous effects, but they promise to be an all-time entertaining team. Lastly, PD is retired from hosting, and Brian is now actually hosting games instead of just making questions. And Leaf is now again making questions, so we're going to look forward to that. He'll be making one game every 2 weeks. Qualls, do you have any thoughts on our news before we get into the better content?
Yes, unfortunately, Steven Rosenbaum simply aged out of trivia. He was once the oldest rookie of the year in league history, and now his short career comes to an end. I look forward to seeing what questions ChatGPT writes for Leafs game every 2 weeks. And yeah, what a name, Smitty. I look forward to that. So I look forward to this new coming team.
Indeed. Okay. Um, Next up, we have the new divisions for this season. So I sent a video of the draw a couple weeks ago. The Trebek division always has to have Look My Qualls, so it still does. And then we have drawn the Chicken Hawks and the former Macabros, who have been rebranding. The Barker division is Pool Boy, the Night Pandas, and the Scarlet Knights. The Sajak division is Mentally Illest, the new team of Chat Sports guys, and the Hypnotoads. And the Harvey division is the Simple Jacks, Frankchester United, and Hive Mind. Kyle, do you have thoughts on the maybe the weakest or the strongest division? Do any stand out to you for better or worse?
I think we got the short end of the stick. I'll be honest. I think
As always.
yeah, Chicken Hawks. That's obviously a tough one. And I think the new Macabro, the new iteration of the Macabros, is going to be pretty good. So that sucks. I think. Hmm. I don't know if there's a clear loser in this. I think ours may be the hardest, but I don't think there's a clear like easiest division.
I would say it's the Harvey division.
Possibly. I do think Frankchester and Hive Mind are obviously very good. Simple Jacks, they're going to come up any day now. So tough to say, but I could see why you would pick them.
Yes, very fair. All right, we move on to unveil the branding of the new teams. First up, Jeremy, Coop, and Petey have landed on Herb Street and Vic's Pet Clinic as their nickname. It's entirely too long, so we'll just be abbreviating it to HVPC mostly. But Qualls, do you have thoughts on this bold new direction for the former McEnroes?
I love that. Much as the logo would suggest, this is there's the yin and then there's the yang. You have Herb Street with, of course, Ben, who we all loved dearly, and then Vic with his troubled past with canines. And so, it'll be interesting. Are they going to be Herb Street one week and then Vic the next? We'll just have to wait and see.
Well said. Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde team. Maybe the Herb Street is their non-niche abilities, and the Vic is their niche abilities, perhaps. Um,
Yes.
so there's that one, and then the next team, maybe even sillier. We've got the Bonnie's NIL Collective. I've got some inside baseball on this. I'm pretty sure one of them went to St. Bonaventure, chose this name. The other two didn't, and didn't want this name, but whoever picked it is the captain and was just like, we're using it, and there's no discussion. So there you have it. The Rizzler is their logo. That's incohesive. But yeah, they're here to stay.
Yeah, I would have to agree with those other two teammates. This is a very silly name. I don't love St. Bonaventure's colors, I'm sorry to say, but I think the Rizzler in a Mets jersey in the crest does redeem it quite a bit.
Yes, that's fair. All right, so that's all the news and updates for this season, and now we'll move into the fun stuff. First up, Qualls and I have a little segment called Branding Power Rankings. So, Qualls has decided that for this bit, we are going to pick our three favorite team brands from the Ocho. That could be based on their name, their logo, just their aura, whatever you prefer. Qualls, with your number one in the Branding Power Rankings, you went with the Hypnotoads.
Yes, we've got some new strong contenders to the branding power rankings, but I think the Hypnotoads still take the cake. If only because I'm a massive Futurama fan, and of course the Hypnotoad comes from Futurama. But I think the we saw when TCU was really good at football 2 years ago. We saw a bunch of Hypnotoad signs like College Game Day, that sort of thing. A massive aura, and I also love the purple branding. So Hypnotoads are my number one.
Fair enough. My number one was an easy decision. I went with Frankchester United. They've got it all. They've got the name. They've got maybe the best logo. They've got amazing colors. It's just everything you could ask for. I think it was Nate from Don't Blow It who said Frankchester United first, like when the old Neil Madrid were breaking up and Frank was getting his own team. And it's just stuck, and the logo is just so good. So I had to go with them. So that's my number one team. Your number two team is the
Yes,
First Street.
yes. Despite the fact that I think the color palette on the logo is a bit dull, a bit muted, I think it could be a little bit livelier. I think the name is great. I mean, just out of this world creativity with the name, and so they're my number two.
Fair enough. All right, with mine, I've gone with Lick My Qualls. Because, again, the name is just so good. And the logo is like, at this point, like the Canadians logo or the Yankees logo or something. Like, you see it and it's more than a brand, it's an icon. Are we the only team from season one left that hasn't rebranded?
It would seem so. Yeah, I think Sandusky's was the other last team.
I was gonna say, I think we're the only team left from season one at all at this point.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, so yeah, we've stood the test of time, like Field of Dreams, and we deserve to be on this list. So there we
Yes,
are.
in case anyone forgot, when we first started the Ocho, I was opposed to the LMQ name, but here we are.
Yes, well, it's too late. Okay, your last team you went with Pool Boy.
Yeah, Pool Boy. I think we sleep on how funny Pool Boy is because we're so used to it. But Pool Boy is hilarious, and the logo just being the guy is also really funny.
It is very good. I guess it's a bit of a dated reference now. It really was even when they picked it, but it's still very funny. For my last one, I went with Hive Mind. I'm not like obsessed with their branding, but I think it works for numerous reasons. One, the colors are great. Two, the logo name, like the way they mesh, works better than nearly every team. And three, the name is kind of like a good trivia name. So I think it just like works on many different levels. Um, I will say that I wanted to put Scarlet Knights on here because of the logo, because I did amazing work with that logo. But the name is just so boring and uncreative. I couldn't do that in good conscience.
You hate to see it. You hate to see someone just pick a team name based on where they went to college. Bonnie's NIL Collective.
Yes, well said. All right, now we move to the main event, and it's our projected standings, and the league has weighed in as well. Qualls, I want you to go through your top 12, and give you a reasoning for each, and then I will do the same, and then we'll go over what the league thinks of this season.
Yes. So my top three are actually the same as last season. Scarlet Knights would be kind of the obvious choice to be in the top three, but wait for our bold predictions. So I got Hypnotoads, LMQ. I think we'll be good. I feel bad about picking us first. I don't think it's obviously a given. Chicken Hawks number three, largely dependent on how interested Alex is on the night. Pool Boy. Vigran is my pick for MVP. I think he's going to show out this season, and Pool Boy is going to finally buck the trend of kind of being in the middle of the pack. Scarlet Knights fifth. I think the Pet Clinic will be sixth. I think they'll be improved from the Macabros, but more on that later. Frankchester United, you can't sleep on them. They're always in the mix. Hive Mind, I think, will be their same old reliable selves. Mentally Illest, I picked them as my first team outside the playoff field because it's funny. Simple Jacks, I have them 10th. I don't. I'm telling you, they're on the cusp of greatness, and I think they could reach 10th. Night Pandas, I hate to do it because they're one of my favorite teams, but I just think that I have a little more confidence with everyone else on this list. And then Bonnie's NIL Collective, largely because I don't know them, but also because I'm not anticipating them being very good. They're 12th.
Fair enough. Okay, for mine, I've gone Scarlet Knights first. I've got a bold prediction about that coming up soon. I've got the Pet Clinic number two. I have high hopes for them. I don't know why, because PD and Steven Rosenbaum are about the same level of skill, and like they're not really upgrading significantly. But maybe I think it'll just click. Maybe Steven was tired, was late for an old man, and PD has some youthful energy there. Um, Lick My Qual's third. I think that's our floor is like fourth. Chicken Hawks, I think will rebound a little bit, but I think Alex won't be consistently engaged in the way he was in their heyday around like season 6 and 7 when they were going 13-1 every season.
Yeah.
I got Mentally Illest fifth. They're always a solid playoff team. Although Mentally Illest don't necessarily always do their best in the regular season. Sometimes they save it for the playoffs, and they usually always win the first round of the playoffs.
Mhm.
Pool Boy, I've got number six. Good team. Nothing really to say about them. Night Pandas, I've got them vaulting into the playoff mix. Justin is my MVP candidate. That's my prediction there. Um, Hypnotoad's eighth. I don't think they'll miss the playoffs, and they could easily finish higher than this. I've got Hive Mind ninth, so I have them missing the playoffs, and I have got a bold prediction about that coming up. And then Frankchester United 10th. I think maybe some regression because their stats have not been good for years, and they've always had their head above the stats. And I think maybe this is the negative regression catches them this year. Simple Jacks 11th. Not too much to say about them, although I could see a breakout season. And then I have Bonnie's NIL Collective 12th because I'm not sure their intention is to win trivia games. I think they're really more to be agents of chaos, and I think they will do that spectacularly. If this was the watchability standings, they'd be top 2 or 3 for sure,
Yes.
but it is not.
Mhm.
So then to run through the league's picks, we were the most common vote for champion with 4, but the Scarlet Knights got 3, Mentally Illest got 2, and the Hypnotoads got 2. No other team got more than 1. PD, the MVP favorite coming into the season with 3 votes. Justin had 2, and Towns also had 2. Nobody had more than 1 otherwise. And the Chicken Hawks were the favorite for last place. They were the only team that got multiple votes for last place because there was 1 vote saying Chicken Hawks and 1 vote saying any team Leaf is on, which is the Chicken Hawks. So they're in last according to the league. So there are the predicted standings. And now we move into our final event of the evening, which would be the bold predictions. We have some from myself, from Qualls, and from the league at large. So your first bold prediction, Qualls, is this.
Yeah. So I predict that the Scarlet Knights are going to do a little bit of a swap from last season, where they dominated the regular season and then lost in the first round in embarrassing fashion. I think they're going to go either 8-6 or 7-7. They're going to come back down to earth a little bit, get the 5th seed, as I predicted in my standings. But then they're going to win their first round playoff game. So Scarlet Knights, your long national nightmares almost over.
My first bold prediction is that the Herbstreit Vic Pet Clinic finish in the top 3 in the league, despite being the worst team in the league at niches. Steven Rosenbaum was the best niche player on the team. He's gone. PD was not having too much success with his niches at Sandusky's. He's joined. But somehow I think it's just going to click. I think it's going to click. So that is my bold prediction.
I'm largely in the same boat as you. I have HVPC improves with PD, even though it doesn't make sense. I think if we were looking at Steven Rosenbaum and PD just as individual players, I think most of us would say Steven's a little bit better. But I also think it's going to click, and I think they're going to improve, and they're going to be a playoff team. I think if HVPC is really the second best team in the league, as you predict them to be, then I think PD could legit be an MVP candidate.
Yeah, it's a well-rounded team, and I don't know. There's just something about him. Maybe it's just the rebrand. It's fresh energy. Okay, my second prediction is that Hive Mind goes 5-9 to regress to the mean, and underlying stats catch up to Franchester United. So this is a two-parter. It's just two consistent playoff teams, and I think we'll both miss the playoffs. Hive Mind has to because they went 9-5 last year. They need to go 5-9 this year to return to 500 all time. So it just has to happen. It's nothing personal. It's just the law of the world. Franchester United, meanwhile, like I said in the previous segment, they outperform their stats and points every year, and eventually it's not going to happen. So maybe it'll be this year that it doesn't happen.
Mm. And finally, I have Bonnie's NIL Collective are the worst but most entertaining team, which in hindsight, maybe not the boldest prediction, but if they are, as Matt said, just here to be agents of chaos, then I don't anticipate them winning a lot. But I do anticipate having a really fun time hosting their games.
Yes, I don't have super high expectations for their play, but my expectations for their entertainment is sky high.
Mhm.
My last one is that the Scarlet Knights lose less than 2 games all season en route to the title. So that's either undefeated season, which has never happened before, or one loss, which I think has happened 1 to 2 times at most. We did it in season 1. I think maybe the Chicken Hawks did it once. That's about it. Um, they're just a really good team. They've had some very public playoff humiliations, and I think that's built some character, built some resilience, and built more determination to get over the line. So, yeah, that's my last bold prediction. Here are some of the best ones that the league at large submitted. First up, we have Calvin Lick My Qualls misses the playoffs. Qualls, thoughts?
I mean, could happen.
Yes.
If it depends if I'm awake for all of our games. If I'm awake for all of them, we'll surely miss the playoffs.
Yes, correct. More notably, Foss says Qualls shows hole during a game. In the biz, we call that the Team Livy Dunn tribute action.
Yeah.
What are the odds you put on that?
Um, I'll say 30%. I don't know why I would or how I would, but I'll say 30%.
Excellent. Next, Spencer says that the Herb Streivik Pet Clinic comes in last place, so the opposite of what we're predicting from them, basically.
I
And
mean, I
go ahead.
mean, they're definitely a wild card. I'll say that. I mean, you and I are both in the boat that they're going to be better than the Macabros, but I wouldn't put it out of the question that they could be worse.
Certainly boomer bust potential.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Leaf. Two teams, excuse me, that should say two teams without a title make the finals. So he thinks that two teams that have never won before will play each other for their first championship. That only happened in season 1, and then when the Hypnotoads played the Chop House in, I believe, season 5. So that would be only the second time it's really happened ever, which
I
would be
think I think the boldest thing about this is that Leaf is predicting that he will not make the finals.
a good point.
But so LMQ, Hypnotoads, Hive Mind, and Chicken Hawks. No, none of those teams will make the finals. I think Scarlet Knights is a very easy pick there. They have no titles, but they're obviously one of the favorites. Um, and then after that, there's I mean, Mentally Illest, Frank Chester. They've all been close
Yeah.
to yeah.
Yeah, because the other final teams, the Chop House and Sandusky's, are no longer with us. So yeah, there's a lot of options. Okay. Similar predictions here. Rolly says that Bonnie's NIL Collective beats the Pet Clinic in week 1 and then loses every game for the rest of the season. PD, only one game more pessimistic, says that Bonnie's NIL Collective goes 0-14.
That would be very on brand of them to, you know what, not just like I wouldn't be surprised if they beat HVPC both times and then lose all their other games. I think that'd be a really really fun arch. That's
That's like the Don't Blow It special against the old Muffin Men.
exactly.
Yeah, those two teams, I mean, that's next week. That's got to be one of the most anticipated week 1 games in years. Like, it's going to be amazing. But probably since either the first Sandusky's Macabros game or maybe even going farther back, the first Hive Mind Chicken Hawks game after they split up. Like, it's all-time stuff. Okay, I
Yes.
believe this is our last one. Another related predictions. Jeremy says that Neil will make a comeback, and Justin says that Reggie will get unbanned. Which
That's
is
a
more likely?
um God, I'll say Neil makes a comeback. If only because we tried to unban Reggie and it did not work.
Yes.
The majority of the league said ban him. again. So
The vast majority, to be clear.
yeah,
So
I don't see sentiment shifting for Reggie's public perception.
yes, that's fair. Okay, actually, we might have one more. Do we? No, that's it. So I guess that is all from us. Kyle, any final thoughts before we get the season going next week?
I got one question for you. Trivia.
Yes, you couldn't have said it any better. One housekeeping note, Will went to the Braves game today, so we didn't get to work on the Google form. So the scheduling form is coming. No one panic. He's working on it on Tuesday, so you'll have plenty of time before your first submission is due Saturday at 11:59. So for myself and Kyle, thank you for watching, and we are very, very much looking forward to getting this season underway. So we will see you all next week for some season 10 trivia action.
Mhm.
Yes, excellent.